everybody, it's Risa and Kevin from Hudson Valley Vintage. Okay, so tonight we're finishing this table. So tonight we're going to seal it, and we are using General Finishes gel top coat in satin, and I believe it only comes in satin. So it's the same consistency as the stain. The stain we're using is Java, that's the color. And I'm going to show you. It's
kind of like, even though it's not creamy, it's kind of yogurt.
Puddingy. It's puddingish.
Okay, you can do that. Yeah.
So, you know, feel free to shake the can, but you want to stir the can because look, see how thick it is? It's very thick.
It's kind of like meringue.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of food.
It's thick. So you want to mix it up really well. There's not much of an odor. There is a little bit of an odor, but not really offensive. We don't have any windows open or fan going or anything. So that's good. What else do you need? You need shop towels, just like you need for doing the stain. I'm actually going to put this down on there. You need, I like to use, now they tell you can use different, you can use a rag, you can use different things. I like to use foam brushes. I have a 2-inch and a 1-inch. So I'm going to get started on the other side. I'm just going to start brushing it on. I am not glopping it on super thick. You do not need to do that, but you do want to make sure that you have everything covered. And notice I'm brushing it on with the grain. Now, I'm gonna get in here. So this is why I like to have the smaller brush as well. So when I do these little, these small areas in here, I don't want it to drip. Now this is not a drippy product. So it's not like using a liquid stain that
Not gonna run.
That runs. So the fact that it is kind of thick means that you're not going to have to worry about dripping all over, as long as you're not like using crazy amounts. This is a laminate tabletop. The table is oak, the base and the legs are solid oak.
And the outer edge, the outer
Where I'm brushing right now?
Yeah, where you're brushing now is solid. And the inner piece is it's solid oak if you look underneath of it, but it has if you look at the grain is just wide. It splits in the middle, which is interesting. There is a line on the grain, which is right here. You can kind of see where there's a line. So it's 2 halves, and they match the 2 halves together.
We found that this center part needed an extra coat. So we did 2 coats on that, but 1 coat on the rest. Now when you're staining, so now I'm going to go back over here and I'm going to take my shop cloths. Now I'm using shop cloths rather than rags because this is an oil-based stain, and when I wipe it back I want to throw these away. I'm not going to put these in my washing machine. And I'm not applying a lot. It's not heavy, so I can just simply wipe it back like that. I'm wiping it back with the grain.
Almost wiping it like a tongue oiler, you know?
Exactly. Now I've seen people applying gel stain and gel top coat super thick, like really glopping it on. You do not need to do that. You're just wasting product because you are going to wipe it back. You want enough so that you know that you're completely covering your surface, but that's it. All right, so now I'm going to start in the middle. So you can see I am not glopping it on. I'm making sure that it gets completely covered. Now I am going to do more than one coat. So what I will do with this is leave it, so I'm doing this now. I'll do another coat tomorrow. And I'll do another coat on Friday. And 3 coats is plenty. Okay. So, you know what? At this point, it's nice to just like kind of bend down and look and make sure that you've got everything.
Yeah,
covered.
now you can see once you hit it with the stain, look where look how the grain comes out.
Yeah. So
And it won't stay this shiny. You can see how the edges now kind of drop down a little bit.
Okay, so now I'm going to take my shop cloth and I'm just going to kind of fold it up and just, I like to actually walk with it rather than like going like this and like this and like this. I like to just walk with it and do one nice long stroke.
And now you can see, so when you wipe it back, show the cloth. It does take a little bit of the stain off.
It does.
Not a lot.
Not much.
Just takes a little bit off. So don't worry about that.
Yeah.
That's not a problem.
Okay, so I am done with the center part of this table. So now I'm going to do the 2, we have time, even though we had a crazy fire drill. And I'll start over here. Okay.
So you can see what it does to the grain. I mean, the wood.
It really, I mean,
Yeah. So it's not going to be this shiny. It's going to be more
satin.
satiny on the outside, but still.
And you do need a top coat with the General Finishes stain. It does not have a built-in top coat. Okay, and again, I'm going to work completely, I'm doing it section, because this is such a big table. Now, I just want to mention, if you are somebody who has worked with an oil-based top coat that is not the gel top coat, you can use a different oil-based top coat over the gel stain. However, you cannot use a water-based top coat over the gel stain because this is oil-based, and you can't use a water-based product over it. That's important to know.
Yep, it will bead right up.
You can use an oil-based top coat over a water-based product, but not the opposite. Okay. So I think that's done. Let me just, I don't like the way that looks right there. Let me go back.
This is probably on the end, right here, about close to how it'll set up.
Yeah.
You know, the shiny part is just still because it's wet and there's reflection off of it.
Exactly. And we'll see you next Wednesday. So take care, everybody. Have a great night, and thank you so much for watching. Take care.